Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Craig. One of the things that always kind of gets me is, in politics, there's always this, there's always a level of hypocrisy, and it doesn't really matter what the party is, but in both parties, there tends to be a level of hypocrisy, and we here in the Second Amendment advocacy movement, we've grown accustomed to politicians who claim that they want to clean up society, that they want to end crime. In particular, they want to end gun violence, and they want to end gun crime, and they want to end crime, and they want to be law-abiding. And then they turn around and, then they kind of get themselves in a pickle. You might remember this little thing that happened, in Congress last year with members sitting in on the floor of the House of Representatives. Check it out.
These are homegrown terrorists, and I don't understand why one person should have the opportunity to shoot over 200 bullets, over 49 people killed, and 53 in the hospital. Explain that to me. In 1994, I voted for the ban. I want more than just no fly, don't buy. I want to ban these guns. Those guns was created for the military. And if you're hunting, the only thing you're hunting with those guns are people.
Yeah, that was former Representative Corrine Brown from the state of Florida. Clearly, as she has demonstrated, she is anti-gun. She's anti-Second Amendment. She wanted to clean up and make sure that the community was safe. And in doing so, she wound up, getting convicted of fraud and theft and sentenced to 5 years. So instead of, wearing orange for gun violence, she's going to be wearing a different kind of orange.
Anything at all you want to say to this community?
That was yesterday in Florida as former Congresswoman Corrine Brown walked into the courtroom facing the judge to find out her fate after she was convicted of corruption. She and two co-conspirators were sentenced for their roles in what prosecutors said was a scheme to defraud donors to a sham charity and use the money for personal expenses. The 71-year-old Brown was sentenced to 5 years in a federal prison. She was convicted in May of 18 counts of corruption connected to that particular charity. Brown's former chief of staff, Ronnie Simmons, was sentenced to 4 years in prison. His girlfriend, Carla Wiley, was sentenced to 21 months. Both admitted guilt and cooperated with prosecutors testifying against Brown in court. The fake charity, One Door for Education, was created in 2011, supposedly to provide scholarships to disadvantaged children who wanted to become teachers. It received more than $800,000, but the money was used by all three for lavish vacations, shopping, and other personal uses. They all must pay back a portion of more than $400,000 in restitution.
See, now, what's interesting about this is one of the things that he doesn't point out is kind of a practice of these politicians. A lot of times what they do is that they know that they can't get stuff from you direct or from donors directly. So they have these nonprofits that they work with, and they basically will direct individuals to make contributions to the nonprofit, and that's pretty much in many cases how they get their bribes. It literally is bribery, and it doesn't just happen at the federal level; it happens at the state level as well. We saw it happen numerous times here in the state of California, but. Like I said, the interesting thing is that, these are politicians who, once again, want to tell other people how to live their lives, want to direct other people on how to be right and righteous, while at the same time robbing and stealing and basically acting in a corrupt manner, or in this case, convicted of corruption. But, I was thinking that Corrine Brown would probably fit right in here in the state of California. She could join some of our favorite politicians. Former Mayor Lee Baca, How about former Assemblywoman Mary Hayashi? Well, then there's one of our favorites, Senator Leland Yee, who actually got convicted of trying to put together a gun deal. And then there's obviously Antonio Silva, the former mayor of Stockton. Look, here's the thing. There's that saying that those in glass houses should not cast stones. Before you start going after law-abiding citizens, perhaps you might want to make sure that, well, who knows, that you're not breaking the law yourself. Otherwise, you might be celebrating wearing orange in a way in which you weren't planning. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and share these videos. And remember, this is a fight for civil rights. Got to use them or we're going to lose them.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.